Okay, so imagine this. You got a call from Elon Musk's office offering you a meeting,
Wow.
but you have to decline because you're committed to your 5K run.
Hmm.
Sounds a little crazy, right?
It does make you think about priorities, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's Kevin Hunt for you.
Yeah,
He's a physiotherapist who really walks the walk when it comes to putting his health first.
absolutely. And his book, Pain,
Mhm.
The Ultimate Mentor, really lays out this fascinating concept called the health hexagon,
Yes.
turning down Elon Musk for a jog. I mean,
Yeah,
there's got to be some serious wisdom there, right?
absolutely. Hunt's not saying we should all ignore potential opportunities, but
Hmm.
he's highlighting something crucial,
Huh.
the long game.
Yeah.
We often get so swept up in the immediate demands of life,
Mhm.
work, family, even exciting prospects,
Yeah.
that we forget to invest in the very foundation of it all,
Right.
our health.
It's almost like we're conditioned to prioritize the urgent over the important. And it's
Yeah.
not just celebrities,
Yeah.
right? I mean, how many times have we all pushed aside our own well-being to cater to family demands or even just the lure of a Netflix binge?
It's a constant battle, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's where the health hexagon comes in.
Okay.
It's this roadmap, a framework for understanding how 6 key aspects of our lives,
Okay.
physical, emotional, cognitive, spiritual, nutritional, and sleep, all work together to create a truly balanced and fulfilling life.
Like he actually lives it.
Oh, he totally does. And like one of the things that I found so interesting about the article was how specific he got. Like he actually lays out how much time he dedicates to things like running, for example, he runs 3 times a week, 5 kilometers each time.
Oh, wow. So specific. Why 5K? Why not like go for a 10K or something if he's already got the time blocked out?
Yeah, well, he actually explains that for him, 5K is like his sweet spot. It's challenging enough to get a good workout,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not so long that he feels tempted to push for more, which can lead to overtraining and injuries and stuff like that.
Okay.
So he's really thinking long-term, sustainability over intensity.
That makes sense. So it's like he's found what works for him and he's sticking to it.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. But okay, so this is where things got really interesting for me because he actually puts a price tag on this commitment to running.
Oh, yeah.
Like he literally calculates how much money he's losing by not scheduling clients during that time.
Right, and that's where I think it gets really fascinating. He actually breaks it down.
Yeah.
He figures that running is costing him about 175 pounds a week in potential appointments,
Wow.
and that if he invested that money instead over, say, 15 years, he could end up with something like 300,000 pounds in investment gains.
Okay, so we're talking like down payment on a house, maybe even a vacation home kind of money.
Yeah, potentially.
And my first thought was honestly like, is this guy crazy?
Yeah. Yeah, especially with a family to support.
Right. Hunt sees it as an investment against future nursing home costs,
Oh, I see.
which can be astronomical.
They can be.
By
Yeah.
prioritizing his well-being, now he's mitigating burdens on his family and himself
Makes sense.
down the line.
Yeah, that's smart.
He's playing the long game. But then I thought, like, why even do that calculation? Why even go there? What's the point of putting a number on it?
Well, I think it's more like a thought experiment.
Okay.
By actually quantifying that potential financial loss, it forces him, and I think us as readers, to really confront what time and well-being are worth.
So it's less about being a penny pincher and more about just highlighting the opportunity cost of every choice we make.
Exactly.
Right, like every hour we spend doing one thing
Mm-hmm.
is an hour we're not spending doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm starting to see why Elon Musk can't get an appointment.
Right.
So this guy is serious about his time. This leads to another interesting point, though, because while most of us would probably bend over backwards to accommodate someone like Elon Musk, right?
Oh, yeah.
This physiotherapist is like, nope, this is my well-being routine and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah. And it's not about being inflexible or anything. It's just recognizing the importance of boundaries and priorities.
Yeah, and I think this really ties back to the whole health hexagon idea. Each of those sides, whether it's physical, emotional, cognitive, spiritual, nutrition, sleep, they all need attention.
Absolutely.
And it's like you can't pour from an empty cup.
True.
You've got to invest in yourself to be able to show up for others.
I like that.
And he seems to really take that to heart because he's got 50 appointment slots available each week. But slot 51, that's non-negotiable.
Wow.
It's his time for running and all his other health practices. It's like a standing appointment with himself. And I don't think he'd reschedule it for anyone. It's a powerful declaration
Yeah.
of self-worth and commitment.
He's basically saying, my well-being is non-negotiable.
Right.
And by setting this boundary, he's not just protecting his own health.
Yeah, but he's also creating a level playing field for all his clients.
Right.
No one, not even the most influential figures, can override his commitment to himself.
It makes you wonder what led him to this radical approach in the first place.
Yeah.
I mean, there must have been a turning point, right?
Like a breaking point almost.
Yeah. Hunt openly talks about how he used to be a slave to his diary, working over 80 appointments per week.
Wow. That many of us might aspire to.
Yeah.
Successful in demand.
Right.
But ultimately it was unsustainable.
Exactly. And that's where the 51st appointment was born.
I see.
It was his way of reclaiming his time, his energy, and ultimately his life.
It became this non-negotiable commitment to his own well-being.
Exactly. Well, if you're constantly burning yourself out, neglecting your well-being,
Right.
how effectively can you really show up for your family and friends?
Yeah.
Plus, as we age, maintaining our independence and health becomes even more crucial.
Yeah.
Not just for ourselves,
Right.
but for the people who care about us.
I'm starting to see why Hunt's so willing to turn down those high-profile appointments.
Yeah.
It's about setting boundaries, right?
Absolutely.
Not letting the allure of fame or fortune or even the demands of family dictate our health choices.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that our well-being is the foundation for everything else we want to achieve in life.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is that this boundary actually led to greater freedom and sustainability in the long run. That's so powerful.
It is. It's a reminder for all of us, right?
Yeah.
That sometimes saying no is actually the most empowering thing we can do.
Absolutely.
It allows us to create space for the things that truly matter for our own health and well-being.
It's about recognizing that boundaries aren't restrictive.
Yeah.
They're actually incredibly liberating.
I love that.
They allow us to define our own terms, to protect our energy, and to ultimately live a life that aligns with our values and purpose.
So even if it means saying no to Elon Musk.
Even if it means saying no to Elon Musk.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what about his family? Surely they get access to that precious 51st appointment, right?
Family comes first.
Right, family comes first.
Well, you'd think so, right?
Right.
But surprisingly, even Hunt's own children don't get access to that 51st appointment slot.
Really?
Yeah.
Why his own kids?
It's a fascinating perspective. It really challenges conventional thinking.
I mean, family usually trumps everything.
You'd think.
Right.
Hunt's reasoning is that by prioritizing his own well-being, he's actually demonstrating an act of love and responsibility towards his family.
Okay. I'm intrigued, but I don't quite see the connection.
Right.
How does taking care of himself translate into caring for his family?
It's all about the long game and the potential burdens that neglecting self-care can place on loved ones.
Okay.
So by ensuring his own long-term health and independence, Hunt's reducing the likelihood of becoming a burden on his children later in life.
Okay.
He's safeguarding his ability to be present and supportive for them in the years to come.
Wow, that's a powerful way to look at it.
It's
not just about him, it's about ensuring that he can be there for his family in the long run.
Exactly.
It's almost like a preventative measure. Investing in his well-being now to avoid potential hardship for everyone later.
Precisely. It's a proactive approach to family care.
Right.
Recognizing that his own health is intrinsically linked to their well-being.
Yeah. And I remember you mentioned an anecdote about his children understanding this.
Oh, yeah.
Something about them knowing why he runs, even in terrible weather.
Hunt shared that he once asked his children why they thought he ran.
Yeah.
Even when it was cold, rainy, or inconvenient.
Yeah.
And their response was insightful.
What did they say?
They understood that it was part of his commitment to taking care of himself.
Okay.
So he could be there for them.
Yeah.
Strong and healthy for years to come.
That's incredible.
It is.
They see it not as a selfish act, but as a gesture of love and responsibility towards the whole family.
Towards the family as a whole.
It's like his commitment to the health hexagon has become a shared value.
It has.
Something they understand and respect.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it speaks volumes about the power of modeling healthy behaviors.
Right.
Hunt's dedication to his well-being isn't just a personal pursuit. It's a family affair, a legacy that he's passing on to his children.
I love that.
Yeah.
And it all circles back to this idea of not being a slave to the diary,
right,
as Hunt puts it. It's about breaking free from that tyranny of busyness.
Yeah.
And consciously designing a life where our well-being isn't an afterthought.
Right.
But a fundamental cornerstone.
Precisely. It's about reclaiming our time, setting boundaries,
Mm-hmm.
aligning our actions with our values and priorities.
Yeah.
It's about recognizing that our well-being is not a luxury,
Yeah.
but a necessity, not just for ourselves,
Right.
but for the people we love.
So it's not just about squeezing in a workout or grabbing a healthy snack when we can.
It's not.
It's about a fundamental shift in perspective,
Yes.
a conscious decision to make our well-being a non-negotiable priority,
Exactly.
recognizing that we can't pour from an empty cup,
Right.
that taking care of ourselves is essential to taking care of others.
Exactly. And Hunt's Health Hexagon provides that framework for doing just that.
Right.
And encourages us to view our well-being holistically, recognizing the interconnectedness of our physical, emotional, cognitive, spiritual, nutritional, and sleep needs.
All six?
Yeah, it's about understanding that neglecting one area inevitably impacts the others.
And that 51st appointment, that fiercely protected slot in his schedule, becomes a symbol of that commitment.
It does.
A tangible reminder that our well-being deserves dedicated time and attention.
Absolutely. It's a powerful statement that says, my well-being is non-negotiable.
Even for Elon Musk.
Even for Elon Musk.
And what about the spiritual side? I think a lot of people might shy away from that word, associating it with religion or something out of reach. How does Hunt approach spirituality within the health hexagon?
He actually addresses that head on.
Okay.
For him, spirituality isn't necessarily about organized religion.
Right.
It's about connecting with something larger than yourself.
Finding meaning and purpose in life.
So it's more about cultivating that sense of awe and wonder, of feeling connected to something beyond the everyday grind.
The key is to just keep coming back to that commitment.
Yeah.
To keep nurturing your well-being as a non-negotiable priority.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation.
It has.
Kevin Hunt's philosophy is so practical,
Yeah.
yet so profound.
So insightful. It's pretty impressive, actually. It's like he's playing 4D chess with his life or something.
It is, and it all comes back to that idea of making choices that benefit your 85-year-old self.
I love that phrase.
Yeah.
It's such a simple but powerful concept,
Yeah.
you know?
It is.
Like, just imagine looking back on your life from that vantage point and asking yourself, did I make choices that set me up for a good life?
Yeah.
A healthy life?
Yeah. Did I invest in my well-being?
Did I make it a priority?
Yeah.
It's like mental time travel almost.
It is. It's like visualizing your future self.
Right.
And then using that to guide your decisions today.
It's about playing the long game, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Investing in habits and routines that are going to support you for the long haul.
Not just in the moment.
Not just what feels good right now.
Yeah.
All those times I stayed up late binge watching, whatever show,
Ooh, yeah.
knowing I was going to regret it the next morning.
Totally.
My 85-year-old self is like, what are you doing?
We've all been there.
Yeah. But, I think that's the good thing about this whole idea. It's never too late to start making different choices.
Right.
It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress,
Exactly.
And I think that's a good reminder for everyone listening, too.
Absolutely.
It's not about being superhuman or never indulging or anything. It's about finding that balance.
Finding what works for you.
Yeah, making choices that honor both our present and our future selves.
And this physiotherapist is like a great example of that, you know?
Yeah.
Even if his schedule seems a little rigid,
A little bit.
he's showing us what's possible.
Right.
It's inspiring to see someone so intentional about designing their life around their values.
Even if it means saying no to things that most of us would probably jump at.
Right, like that opportunity to meet Elon Musk.
Exactly.
Hunt's framing this as an investment, not just in his physical health,
Right.
but in his overall well-being, his productivity, his ability to show up fully in all areas of his life. And he's thinking decades down the line, not just short-term gains.
So it's like compound interest, but for your health.
That's a great analogy. Hunt's talking about reducing his risk of chronic diseases, improving sleep-boosting mood, even sharpening cognitive function.
Right.
All of these things add up to a healthier, more fulfilling life,
Yeah.
even decades down the line.
So skipping a workout to meet a deadline might seem like a win now,
Yeah,
but could actually cost us in the long run.
exactly.
It's like we're taking out a loan on our future well-being, right?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And what's fascinating is that Hunt doesn't just focus on the individual benefits.
Okay.
He makes this powerful argument that prioritizing your health is also a profound way of caring for your loved ones.
You're right. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah.
It's almost like by investing in our own health, we're reducing the burden on our loved ones in the long run, giving them the freedom to live their own lives more fully.
It's a subtle shift in perspective.
Yeah.
but a powerful one.
Yeah.
Building a strong health hexagon isn't just about self-care. It's about caring for the people we love in a way that has ripple effects for years to come.
So it's like having that blueprint, that map, to build a life where well-being isn't an afterthought, but an integral part of the design.
Yeah.
But I got to admit, when I hear health hexagon,
Yeah.
it sounds a bit intimidating. Like, where do you even begin?
I can understand why people might think that a lot of people picture some super disciplined regime, kill smoothies and hours of meditation.
Yeah.
But Hunt's approach is actually really accessible.
Okay.
He's all about balance, not perfection.
So it's more about fitting these principles into our own lives, not trying to fit ourselves into some rigid mold.
Exactly. And this is where the idea of personalization comes in.
Okay.
Your health hexagon might look very different from mine.
Right.
And that's okay. It's about identifying what truly matters to you, your values, and how each of these 6 areas contributes to your unique sense of well-being.
It sounds like Hunt's approach is as much about mindset
It is.
as it is about specific actions.
It's about shifting our perspective,
Right.
recognizing that our well-being isn't a luxury to be squeezed in when we have time,
Yeah.
but a fundamental cornerstone of a fulfilling life.
Absolutely. And by embracing that mindset,
Yeah.
by consciously choosing to prioritize our well-being,
Yes.
we empower ourselves to live a life that's not dictated by external pressures,
Yeah.
but by our own values and purpose.
I'm so glad we had this conversation.
Me too. It's been so insightful.
So it really is this intricate web, isn't it? All of these areas influencing and supporting each other. It's starting to make sense why Hunt calls it a hexagon. It's like this multifaceted structure where each side is essential for the overall strength and stability. It's like that old saying, a rising tide lifts all boats.
And it all starts with that conscious decision to prioritize our well-being, to have that appointment number 51 that's non-negotiable, even when Elon Musk calls, right?
Exactly. It's about recognizing that we have the power to design a life that honors our health and well-being.
Yeah.
And in doing so, we're not just taking care of ourselves, we're showing up more fully for the people we love. It's a win-win on every level.
It's a win-win on every level. And, as we wrap up this deep dive into the health hexagon, I keep coming back to Hunt's commitment to those 5K runs.
Yeah.
Even with a potential meeting with Elon Musk on the line, he's sticking to his schedule. That's serious dedication.
It is, and I think it speaks to a larger point Hunt is making. It's about challenging the societal norms that often prioritize busyness and achievement above all else, even our health.
That's like he's saying, my well-being is non-negotiable.
Yeah.
Even if it means saying no to some pretty incredible opportunities. But isn't that kind of risky career-wise? I mean, turning down Elon Musk.
That's a great question, and I think it gets to the heart of Hunt's philosophy.
Okay.
He's advocating for a shift in mindset. What good is success if we don't have the health and energy to truly enjoy it?
I see what you mean. It's about playing the long game, not just chasing short-term gains at the expense of our well-being.
Exactly, and that's the invitation Hunt extends to all of us.
Okay.
To consider our own appointment number 51, that non-negotiable commitment to our health.
So as we leave this deep dive, I want to pose that question to you, our listener.
Okay.
If you could invest in a healthier future self today, what would be your appointment number 51?
Yeah.
What would you prioritize above all else, even if it meant saying no to some tempting distractions?
It's a powerful question to ponder, isn't it? What small step can you take today to start building your own health hexagon? It's so profound.
So insightful.
But as we wrap up, what's the one key takeaway?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. What do we want our listeners to walk away with?
I think it comes down to this.
Okay.
Your well-being is your most valuable asset.
It's the foundation for everything else in your life.
Right.
Invest in it, protect it, and never compromise it.
Such great advice.
Yeah.
And remember, even Elon Musk can't have your 51st appointment.
That's right.
That's your time, your commitment, your journey to a healthier, happier you.
Beautifully said. It's about reclaiming your time.
Yeah.
Setting those boundaries. Recognizing that your well-being is non-negotiable.
This has been such an insightful deep dive into the power of boundaries.
It has.
And the importance of prioritizing our well-being.
It's been a pleasure.
If you're interested in learning more about Kevin Hunt's work, be sure to check out his book, Pain, The Ultimate Mentor. And remember, even in a world of constant demand, you have the power to create a life where your well-being is not a luxury, but a fundamental cornerstone. Until next time, stay curious and keep diving deep.